Everyone, good morning. Welcome to Arc Prepping. I know it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to get a video out since last year. I know it's just been very, very hectic. I want to get through this really, really quick, okay? I'm going to waste a couple of your minutes today just to get an understanding of what I'm going to be doing with this channel, with Arc Prepping, what it means, how I got to this point, why I want you to be part of this Arc project that we're going to be doing, okay? Now, Arc Prepping, okay? I've been contemplating also on the Ark project. What does it mean? Okay, I started reading the Bible and I started reading the story of Noah, and I started looking into, what exactly happened, right? Because I've always had in my mind that Noah was a prepper. Okay, so what ended up happening is if you read the book of if you if you start reading the story of Noah, you start realizing that God made Noah aware of what was happening. God told Noah, "Hey, look, this is what's going on in the world, right? It's full of sin. It's like everything is just happening. I haven't found these people righteous or good or anything like that at all." And so what ends up happening is God is telling Noah, I'm gonna flood the earth. Okay. One, okay. God made Noah aware of the situation and also made Noah aware of um, of what he was going to do to solve that problem, basically, right? He told me he's gonna flood the earth. So he made Noah aware. One, be aware, right? This is what I'm gonna do, okay? But of course, don't have fear because I'm gonna protect you, right? Noah found grace, favor, and mercy with the Lord. That God spared his life, spared his wife and his sons' wives, and the animals. Okay, so he found grace, favor, and mercy from God. So now what we see is God tells him, get ready, right? God, number two, God tells him, I need you to build an ark, right? I need you to go ahead and you're going to gather all the animals. I need you to go ahead and use this type of wood. I need you to make the ark waterproof. I need you to be able to get all this food for you, for your wife, for your sons' wives, and I need you to also get all this food for these animals. And when you build the ark, you're going to build into these specific dimensions, specifications. So let's recap real quick. God made Noah aware of the situation and what he was going to do. God told Noah to get ready, and then God gave him the knowledge of how to get ready and how to build the ark to the specifications and what to use to make it waterproof. Okay, so that's how I came up. When I read that story, I was like, hey, wait a minute. Noah was aware, he got ready, and he had the knowledge. God gave him the wisdom to be able to do this, okay? So that's how I came to Ark Prepping or the Ark Project. I'm still up in the air, but right now we're Ark Prepping. Now, now what we're going to be doing here is, we can see all around us, right? What's going on, inflation, with food, and we hear about all these fires and derailments, and our chickens and our eggs. I mean, like everything is just going. You're right. It feels like it's going 100 miles an hour right now. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be discussing books. Okay. Now I haven't I haven't really done much myself. Okay, I've done a couple things. Okay, I've gotten prepared like food wise, mylar bags and pressure canning. I've pressure canned meat before with my wife. We've done mylar bags and rice and beans and other things as well. There's a lot of things that goes into prepping, but one thing that I've seen that has been overlooked is that you can go to Barnes and Noble, you can go online, Amazon, wherever, and you can find these prepper books, and the majority of the time you're like, oh yeah, like I need to have that just in case, right? um but then do you ever read them? The majority of the time I doubt that people actually take the time to read it. So what we're going to do here on this channel, and I have a couple of books here, and we're going to go through these books. Okay, now I'm an average person, guys. I want you to understand something. All right, i live I live on just a regular property. Okay, I don't have quarter acre, I don't have half an acre, an acre, acres, nothing at all. Okay, I'm just a regular guy, okay, on a regular piece of property in a home. Okay, I live in a well-populated city. right? I'm kind of like right smack dab in the middle of the city, um, and I'm surrounded by many people. Okay, so I'm a regular guy. Okay, I don't have all this money. I don't have a getaway home to go to or anything like that. So I kind of want you to understand where I'm coming from. Um, I used to be a volunteer firefighter. Went to the fire academy, got certified as a firefighter here in the state of Texas. Did that for 3 years. Loved it. I wouldn't change anything about it. Okay, my hats go off to them, and I thank every single firefighter that I've ever met, and all firefighters, especially those looking right now. I thank you all for your service. It is definitely one thing to be able to go into a building, search and rescue, and putting out fires. I really, really enjoy it. I pray that God protects you all. I've done EMT courses as well, just EMT basic to kind of get an understanding. So I want you guys to understand, like I did that because I was trying to get into a career. Uh, didn't work out, but I ended up getting into IT. So I am in IT. Um, but like I said, I'm just a regular guy. Okay. Um, I don't have anything fancy. I don't know how to weld. I don't know how to do carpentry. I just started learning gardening. Last year, I harvested broccoli and potatoes and sweet potatoes and carrots and onions and garlic. And it just happened that I just started researching and started doing all these things. Okay, so we can talk about gardening. We can talk about food preservation. But I also have all these books, and what I want to do is I want to go through some of these books. Okay, and I want to see how easy is it for an average person that has no survival background, has no military background at all, hasn't lived out, in the country, someone that has, no knowledge whatsoever, right, of that. And I really don't. Okay. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go through some of these books. Okay. Like this one here. I know you may not see it here. It's 52 Prepper Projects. Okay. This one here. And then I have another one. Prepare for Anything Survival Manual. It's 338 essential skills, gears, skills, and survival. So here's this one here. If you guys can see it, let me get the glare out of the way a little bit. And then, these are just a couple, just a few guys. And then I have another one here. This is No Grid Survival Projects. No Grid Survival Projects, you can see here. So I want to be able to go over water purification, how to heat your home, how to stay warm, right? How to filter water, how to collect water. Okay, I've been wanting to put a a gutter system. I want to be able to put gutters, and I want to be able to collect. I want to put like a collection system together here in my home, and we can take pictures. We can record that, and I want to be completely as raw as possible. Like I even want to be able to create just like the bloopers, right? All the mess ups, everything. I want to have everything there for you all because I want you to learn from me before you even actually do it. Now, you can follow along with the video, but that's what we're going to be doing, okay? We're going to be going over these books. We're going to be going over to see how easy it is for just an average person to do this, right? No skill. I've never done any of these projects before yet, okay? And I have a bookshelf full of books, from survival medicine all the way to gardening and everything in between, surviving. So that's what I want to do. Okay, how did I get to this point? Late 2019, early 2020, my family was one of the first that was affected, right, by what happened in this area or around the world. We got served with a notice, a court order from sheriffs that came to our house. So right after we went to go check ourselves, we, we got sheriffs coming up to our house. I'm kind of like, man, that's a little cause for concern, right? And like, I was very, very quick. We got court order to stay in home, 2 weeks, and we had I had no I had no preparations. I wasn't prepared. And, so I'm like, okay, so how am I going to leave my home, right? They told us if we catch you, if we catch your vehicle outside, you're going to be arrested, you're going to be fined. So that's what we were told, okay? Now, how do I get food, right? I have 3 kids, I have my wife, and then I have myself, right? How am I going to get food? How am I going to get water, right? So I started thinking, and that's about the time that HEB was actually doing the curbside and the delivery. They were just barely getting started. Okay, I called HEB, told my situation. They're like, "Well, I'm sorry, we're only doing delivery for senior citizens." Okay, so I'm like, "Well, I don't qualify for that." And even after me telling them my situation, you know, they were just, "I'm sorry," right? I sent an email to HEB corporate, and not to call them out or anything like that. I appreciate them because I was able to still get some, items from them, but um, called them, told them my situation. They actually called me back and they're like, we're sorry, we haven't even thought about that. We didn't even know that was going to be an issue. Um, so they apologized, and at the moment, they didn't have anything in place for that. So then I started thinking outside of the box, right? And friends and family would come over and just bless us out of the blue, bring us some food and snacks and drinks, and that was just a huge blessing. I really enjoyed that. It was just God's grace, favor, and mercy, just blessing us right through using through other people. But then I remembered my aunt across the street. She was getting HEB delivered to her. So I made a list, gave her a list, and I told her, these are the items I need. So she would order for me, I would pay her, and then she would walk across the street and just put them on my front door. And then voila, right? I had my food, I had the items that the kids needed, that we needed. Um, so during that whole time, right, it was kind of like, what do I do, right? I found a solution, right? But I don't ever want to be in that situation again. So I want you to think about that. What if for whatever reason, you were forced to stay indoors? The food that you have in your home right now, the items that you have in your home right now, if you start looking around, right? Could you survive? And if you could, how long could you survive for? Um, so that's why I kind of that's how I got into prepping. That's how we got into prepping, and we've been looking at all sorts of different channels. The homesteading family has been great. We love that, learning to make your own cheese and pressure canning and gardening, like all sorts of stuff. But I want to do prepper books, and I want to go ahead and go through these and see how easy they are. Okay, so I welcome you to the journey. I welcome you to the ark. And we're gonna get started. We're going to be aware. We're going to be ready. We're going to be knowledgeable together. We're going to learn, grow, and build together. We're going to prepare together. So I welcome you all to Ark Prepping, and thank you for joining in today.